me growing up, all of my heroes were ghosts. They were all sepia photographs of old chiefs. And rarely would I see a grandmother. And one of the reasons why I'm kind of encouraged to participate within the realm of art is that there are generations of Native people who don't get to see ourselves in a public sphere. Dosha Maragua. I'm Cannupa Hanska Luger. I'm an enrolled member of the Mandan Hidatsa Arikara tribe. I'm from North Dakota. I was born on the Standing Rock Reservation in a small town called Fort Yates and currently live in Glorieta, New Mexico. I have a background in ceramics and do a lot of mixed media work, installation, performance. I realized that I could make a difference with my art the moment that I realized I was viewed as other. And if you are viewed as other or subject to something external, I think any movement you make kind of informs the populace. And in that subtle and simple way, I think is where I find power in that. I can make a simple connection to my art and the environment because my art is an extension of the environment. There is a direct connection to place and land and culture that is inherent, I think, in the objects and the installations and the experiences that I facilitate as an artist. Each one of the materials that I work with have been pivotal points in human civilization. I work with clay, I work with textiles, I work with steel, I work with digital media. In my studio, you can find about 500 pounds of clay, several ceramic tools, including a kiln, as well as welding equipment and woodworking equipment. And top floor is for making some of the regalia, some of the fabric work. You can find a sewing machine, a shelf full of Afghans that I've harvested from the detritus of Americana by going thrift shopping. I would say the steps that it takes to generate something from idea to presentation can be months, can be years, and every piece that I make informs the next one. The projects that I'm working on that are most significant to me right now and kind of consuming a lot of my life and time is an overarching theme called future ancestral technology. It is an Indigenous futurism project. It's science fiction and basically a way to share technology from my ancestors as we move into a world more desperate for sustainability. I grew up between two worlds. My mother as an artist in North Dakota, my father still lives in Standing Rock. So my experience growing up was one of traveling back home to the Dakotas, to the Missouri River, and there I was a cowboy and we raised cattle and horses. And this is on the reservation in Standing Rock. And so it took a while to really understand that othering. And the reservation is a geopolitical border, but the land, the river, the plains, the prairie, the coulees, the grasses, all of these things, they don't necessarily follow the geopolitical borders that my people are subject to. And it wasn't until I was much older that I realized our relationship to place is not one of possession. It does not belong to me, I belong to it. I like to think of myself as a craftsperson. Every piece that I make makes me better at making work. And so one of the direct impacts that I experience that really generates for me the purpose of going down into the studio and spending hours in there is that I can see myself becoming better. If I can make myself better, I can make my kids better. And if I can make my kids better, I can make generations to come better. What I hope my art will achieve is creating space for Indigenous voice and show what we've contributed to our society rather than being relocated in a historical context. I don't want it to be romantic, I want it to be honest.